Hey, it's Chad again with P4P and Coach's Corner. Got another question for you guys. Let me read it off here for you. Hi, Chad. I was hoping you could help me understand something that is happening to my son when he plays. He plays baseball at a high level and on a travel team. In the downtime, which typically is a couple months, he plays in some pickup leagues to get field and play time until the season ramps up again. It seems like when he goes back to the high level league, his performance is down. Any explanation for this? Thank you in advance, David. David, this is actually very common, and we see it in sport a lot. So what's happening is your son plays at a very high level of, let's say, athletic ability. His competition's at a high level. So typically, he's seeing things coming at him faster, harder. So in any sport, regardless if it's baseball, football, hockey, whatever, hits are typically harder. Shots are usually coming faster. Throws are faster. Players in general are faster and stronger. So what's happening is he's adapted to a totally different level of play when he's playing in his normal league. What's happening is when he's going down to another level, or let's say some downtime, you guys can't find those good athletes that he's used to playing with, his performance will go down. We see it happen all the time in sports. So let's pretend like strength and conditioning is leveled off, like it's accounted for, basically, what I'm talking. So it means that he's continuing to do his strength and conditioning. He's not stopping. Because if he stops his strength and conditioning training, if he's going through that stuff, it will go down. So you got to at least maintain his strength, and typically in off season, with strength and conditioning, you're trying to increase strength, speed, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, in this talk right now, let's just pretend he's still doing strength and conditioning, and that's not going to be a factor. What you'll see in sports, and it's pretty common to see this, is that athletes that go into the off season and continue to just try to play pickup, whether it's getting court time, field time, ice time, whatever it is, it's good that they're doing that because you got to still keep your skill up and still stay in practice, basically. But what's happening is athletes adapt to whatever level of playing that they are in over time. So what happens is he will actually go to the level of the people he's playing with just because he's playing at that level. So everything is going to be slower. He doesn't have to move as fast, so he starts playing that way. So what you want to do is, it's great that he's getting that time. He needs that, but my suggestion is if you guys are both concerned about it, I would highly recommend keeping him at a high level as much as you can, because then he will stay at that level. Athletes all the time will have performance drop if they're playing at that low level and try to go back up to that high level, because they just went from something they adapted to for speed and everything, and now they're going back to a high speed, high strength, high force, that kind of stuff, where hits are harder, things of that nature. So they have to adapt to that again. Okay, and then once they get going in the season, I'm assuming you're seeing that his performance is getting back to normal again. And it has just a lot to do with what he was doing in the offseason and the playing that he was doing during that offseason. And you even see like teams do this. Okay, so it's not just individual athletes. Teams also play to their competition level. So you'll see great teams, super high level, that will maybe play a super weak team as far as that season goes, and they actually have a tough game, like it's a close game. Mentally, they're just in a different state, the entire team. They think it's going to be easy win. They feel like they can go in, just relax a little bit, and it ends up being a closer game because they were kind of like on the back of their heels, not really getting ready for the game like it would be if it was like a team that's really close to their level within the brackets or wherever they're at for their team. So this doesn't only just happen to individuals, it happens to teams too. So teams that will go to, let's say, another tournament that's lower level, in the first game or so, they probably kill some teams if they're at a super high level and they went to a lower level. But then over the time of the season or tournament, they start playing closer and closer games because their entire level of play goes down too. So it's a pretty rare, or I should say rare, but crazy thing that we see in athletes and teams together when they adapt to their level of play. So a lot of psychology, things like that go into play to that, but that's what's happening. So So I would say number one, keep your strength and conditioning where it's at. Always keep that going. There's going to be like some deload time, but you do need to continue to train, and then do your best to get him to those other athletes where he's used to playing, so he stays at that level and doesn't go down. So I love that question. That's a great question. So thanks for bringing that in. Hopefully I answered that for you. But if you guys have any other questions, continue to bring them to p4pmuscle.com. I'm super excited to keep answering these for you guys. So keep bringing them in. Just go to the contact us, and I will get back to your question as soon as I can. All right, guys, we'll talk soon.